Temple is not going to be the lead if the team calls Temple. Oh, yeah, there you go.
You need to wiggle your...
How about now?
Yep, good.
Okay.
So, welcome to the Cherry Blossom, 2023 Cherry Blossom at the Potomac Curling Club. Its feature sheet for draw number 2 is sheet B with Virginia versus Temple of Broom.
Yep, thank you, Ken. And the teams are for Virginia from the Virginia Curling Club, David Zimmerman, Matt Athayde, Jay Theado, and Bobbie Todd from the Virginia Curling Club out of the Richmond area of Virginia, against Temple of Broom from Pittsburgh. Jacki Temple's the skip. Ian Alexander is the vice. I'm sorry, that's not true. They moved their stuff around. Ian Andrew is the skip. Jacki Temple is the vice. Doug Williams is the second, and June is the lead. And teams have flipped. Whoever's throwing yellow has hammer. Who has yellow? I believe Temple of Broom has yellow, therefore they will be the hammer. Yes, that is correct. My name is Alan McNeil. I'll be glad to bring you the action here in this game. And Ken is on the controls, also chopping in on the commentary. And then over on our other games, we have Gudetama on ice against RPI Team 1. They've brought more than one. As you can see, we got that kind of split screen, so you see what's going on there for most of the game. Also, we also have games going on A and D. I have to be honest, I'm not sure who's playing in them. Ken, do you have that information?
Who's playing in A and D? Yeah, we can go back to the all sheets view here. There, it's on the screen there. Alan.
All right, sheet A, Ace Trainers in red, Team Bomber in yellow. Sheet B, our feature game, Virginia versus Temple of Broom. Sheet C, Gudetama on ice against RPI 1, and Sheet D, Buck City against Hogged and Groggy. So those are the games that we'll be bringing you for the next couple hours here.
Guess this ice is kind of fast. The first two rocks on their feature sheet both went through.
So having just got off the ice, I did notice that the sheet is surprisingly quick.
Probably because it's getting to be a warm day outside, maybe keeping things slick.
Probably.
And this one also is going through, I believe, or at least back. That's going through.
That's through.
With a little help.
So we now have Ace Stone up in the top 8, just to the left of the center line, as Jay Theado from the Club of Virginia, preparing to throw his second stone of the game. Like that didn't quite work the way they were hoping. So looks like Ian is asking his second, Doug Williams, to put a guard up in front. Excuse me. So that guard kind of overcurled just a little bit, leaving the stone on the center line exposed. As the next stone from Theado is on its way, he's being asked to hit it again. This looks like it's a lot closer to the expected line, but no, it even overcurls, takes out the guard also. And just as a mystery bonus, the shooter rolls to become a guard in front of that yellow stone. So Temple of Broom lies 1. Temple of Broom trying to bring another one to the house. They did. They just put a very light tap on their current shot. They're lying 2. They're both partially covered behind that red. Looks like David is asking Matt Athayde to run the red guard back, and if he does this perfectly, everything probably spills. See how that goes. Stone is on its way. Got a good pace. They're happy with the lineup. Now the sweepers are on it. I think it's just a line tune. It's definitely got the nose, boom, and okay, chops the top one off. The shooter sticks around. Next shot on the way from Jacki Temple, the vice for Temple of Broom. Jacki has been a fairly competitive curler in the past. Still is to a large degree, although this is not her competitive team. She curled at the U.S. Arena Championships in a team that did quite well several years ago, back when the Pittsburgh Curling Club was an arena club. They now have their own dedicated ice. They opened up just before COVID hit, which was kind of a case of the worst timing possible. But they're still doing all right, and we're glad to see that they were able to bring a team out.
Yeah, there's, I think, 5 different teams of people from Pittsburgh in today.
Pittsburgh brought a carpool, so that's kind of cool. Matt Athayde's second stone is on the way. He was asked to kind of chip out some stuff. I think he might be too wide. He, made contact enough to get it out. No. So he moved the stones around the house, but yellow is still lying 2. Neither appears to be underneath cover at this point, unfortunately. Jacki Temple throwing her second and final vice stone in this first end. Sweepers are on it. I believe she's being asked to just kind of bring another one into the house.
To get one actually behind the guard.
Behind the guard.
I don't think it's a little light. It's going to bump the guard.
It's going to bump the guard, or is it just going to come up short of the guard? I think it's actually going to be short of the guard. It doesn't really factor into many of the conversations. It's not guarding much of anything.
But if there was something behind it, it's actually, it makes a better guard for whoever draws behind, or hits and rolls behind, as the case may be.
Yeah, Brian. Actually, yeah. While you were, while my head was turned, they actually switched the sheet on us. You are correct. Sheet C's game is in fact Gudetama on ice versus Parental Army. Thank you for calling that out. They have made the adjustments, and Ken has even updated the board. So we are good to go. Thank you. And welcome to Brian and anybody and the rest of our fans here on the chat line. 21 of you at the moment, and we'll see how that goes. Welcome to some Thursday afternoon curling.
Moving on to skip stones.
Yep.
Here on sheet B.
David Zimmerman, the skip from Curling Club of Virginia from Richmond. Looking at his first one, looking at a yellow, has first and second shot right now. He does have one over in the 12-foot. If he can get rid of the other two, could be a score for him. But I mean, right now, since he doesn't have hammer, he's really just trying to cut some numbers down for Egypt Temple of Broom. His stone's on the way, just kind of doing kind of a gentle weight tap and roll behind sort of thing.
On the guard.
But he has piled into the guard pile, split out that yellow guard, and in fact actually might even stick that in that. Now it's going to roll through, never mind. Stuck that yellow, so split out the guards basically. Or a guard. Peeled out a guard rather. So Temple of Broom is sitting 2. All of our games are working their way through the first end right now.
Yep, trying to get one in high in the house, block the draw path, out count the red. So just like biting white would be ideal.
Exactly.
Or even almost biting white.
So Ian Andrew, who curled in the 5 and under national qualifier bonspiel that we had here at the club back in January, on a team that made it to the quarterfinals very well. Skipping the team, and he is a relatively new curler, but he has caught on to the game pretty quickly. And he's just trying to draw in a third scoring stone. I don't know if he's quite yet.
Yeah, it'll be counting.
Sweepers have, yeah, it'll definitely count. Just nuzzling that top of the 4-foot. That's actually a very nice draw.
It kind of looks like a pig now with 2 eyes.
It may have, yeah, a little bit. Okay, so there is one little bit of a problem here. It's not really a problem, it's an opportunity. Well, I guess it depends on which team you're looking at. It's an opportunity for Curling Club of Virginia. It's a problem for Temple of Broom, in that if David Zimmerman does what he's looking at doing, he can tap off that yellow and roll behind to kind of touch the inside corner of that other yellow. He'd be behind that red. He would be shot, and he would be. He actually doesn't want to actually touch that yellow, because if he touches that other yellow with his shooter, then it could be doubled with a tap up. But if he gets over towards it, he'd actually be in a pretty strong position to maybe get a steal. It would have to be a perfect shot. And he's calling for. He's probably right. I'll adjust it.
While they're looking at that, we got a hammer coming on sheet A, so let's take a look at sheet A. Sheet A, lots of rocks in the house. Red hammer coming in. Gonna bang but roll out. It's one red, maybe?
Possibly.
I think it's one red, but I gotta see what they decide. Oh no, there's another yellow rock coming up. Okay, sorry, I was wrong.
Yeah, that wasn't actually the hammer. It was close enough.
Okay, here's David Zimmerman, the shot.
He hit it on the outside. He rolled to the outside. He's probably second shot, but he's not under anything. He's completely exposed.
Yeah, with the shadow, I can't tell who's second. It's kind of a.
I'm virtually certain that Redstone is second, but I'm also virtually certain that it's completely exposed and is not likely to hang around.
Okay, now we have hammer coming in on sheet A. So just a draw. A little bit heavy, but it should stop in there somewhere. No, actually, it's not
probably
heavy.
be good enough.
No, not heavy. Okay, it's button.
If by on the button you mean heavy, yeah,
so
sure.
now are they going to
That'd
decide?
be a 1 for Team Bomber.
Okay, but yeah, just
Pretty
one.
sure it was just 1.
Yeah, they didn't look at it. It must be 1.
All right, Ian Andrews, final stone, working its way down. He wants to hit that red and roll inside a little bit. He doesn't even have to roll all that far. Sweepers are working it hard because they're concerned about overcurling and missing, but I think he's got the contact. He does. That's fine. That's exactly what he needed to do, frankly. I'm about 95% sure that's a 3 yellow.
Yep, that's definitely 3 yellow.
3 yellow. So Temple of Broom goes up 3-0 after 1.
Okay.
You'll notice it's stopped. I've got a 5-minute timer.
This is Hammer on sheet D, I believe this is Hammer. Yes. It's gonna bump around and do nothing. 1 yellow.
Yellow 1. I think Rocky up 1-0 after 1.
So sheet C, the last sheet on the first end, still has 2 rocks left to go.
These games are on a time clock of sorts. They have 2 hours to play 8 ends, and they get to finish an end if they've started at the 2-hour mark. They've got about 1 hour 42 left to go. This draw did get off a little bit late, and that's okay.
Okay, so they've dialed back on the weight instead of throwing through like on the first end. We got a beautiful draw to the button here in the second end. Probably not an ideal call, but Zimmerman's not going for that one yet. He still wants his guard.
So this is the lead for Curling Club of Virginia. Bobbie Todd.
I think that one's going through or back.
Might stick in the back 12, although the ice has been pretty, nope, it is through and completely out of play.
They just realized that it's running straight, just like the teams in the previous end found that side of the sheet was running straight, and still running straight now.
Still running straight. A little deep for a guard. Potentially doubleable, certainly being takeoutable, and that is what David is asking Bobbie to do. Stone is on its way. It's at least got to have the hit. I think it's just got to kind of nose. Yep, that's exactly what it was, just a straight nose. Yellow still lies 1 on the button.
Okay, moving on to Doug Williams.
And it looks like Ian's calling for a guard on that center line stone. That is kind of the traditional play. It's not terribly surprising that he does that. Good choice if he pulls it off. Looks like it's going to be in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
It might overcurl a little, but on the other hand, he might kiss off that. Nope, he's actually going to shoot the gap. Kiss off. No, he didn't kiss off his own. And he's in the back 12 behind that red now. That's an interesting little stone for later in the end. Right now, it's third shot. We'll see how things develop as the end progresses. Doug Williams' next stone on its way. I'm sorry, that's not Doug. That's Virginia, Jay Theado. Tapping that yellow stone on the middle and then rolling
beautiful.
underneath his lying two. Well, may not be lying two, actually. Actually, he's not lying two. He's only lying one because he only tapped that yellow. He didn't actually take it all the way out. What's Ian got in mind? Ian?
He said hack weight, so he wants to bump the red.
Bump the red on the button, or not on the button, the forefoot.
Well, it's going to bump the top one.
Top one into the second one.
And jam.
Jam on that third one. What does that change?
So
red is one, yellow is second, red is third, yellow is fourth. Okay, he's calling for the sweep now. He's happy with the line, I think.
He wants to hit the yellow one, is I think. But no.
Not going to happen. He's not going to have to wait. He's putting a second one in behind his own on the back of the button. It's not horrible. Ian calling to freeze in that little pocket there. It's a good call. If Jacki Temple can put this stone there, it's going to be real hard to deal with. All right, we have viewers from Pittsburgh. There's also a lot of Pittsburgh players here in the club, so I'm assuming Pittsburgh's not curling at their home club tonight because everybody's here.
Well, the Pittsburgh teams donated that bottle to us in the ice crew.
Yes. A bribe, I guess, for positive commentary. Some lovely Pennsylvania bourbon. Not at 1, but I may hit that during the night. I may hit that during the night drive. Probably not. I have to drive home. I can sleep in the car. I'll just sleep in the car. All right. So David is asking Matt to deal with the stone on the button. I'm sure he wouldn't mind taking the one into the back 8 foot out on the way out, but it's not his primary concern. Got the sweepers on it pretty quickly. They got the back one, not the top one, so I guess they took care of the back one on the way out.
Yeah.
Not really what he had in mind, but you know. So yellow lies 1, red lies the second and third. I'm not going to say who's fourth, although I think it's the yellow up at the top of 12. So I guess I am going to say. Ian calling for Jacki to put a guard up on their current shot. I'm not sure. I think that's the best. Well, they're up 3, and they do not have hammer. It's not a bad call. That came in, didn't really get either job done. It's not guarding and it's not scoring. So David Zimmerman taking another crack at the current shot stone.
But it's still in a usable place, that last stone.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not a wasted stone, but it's not. It doesn't factor into the end at the moment. That is subject to change. Stone is on its way. The sweeper's got on it quick. He's dragging it. Oh, now he's up. I think he needs to curl a little bit. He's got the hit, but is it going to stick? He jams, taps. Okay, so the shooter leaves. The stone that was hit actually takes out one of the reds in the back on the way over to its resting place over in the left side of the 12-foot. Red lies 1. Yellow has 2 above it, either of which are in pretty good promote positions. Alternatively, he's considering just a draw for. That would be an odd choice, but he knows his game. He may be more comfortable with the draw than a hit. That feels like a tap, bro. Nope, he's calling for. It doesn't feel like the draw. It doesn't feel like a draw line. I'm not
I
sure
think
what
they
he's.
want to tap back the yellow one into the red or into the button. It must be a tap back if they're calling
I
it
gotta,
two.
I gotta believe that's true. I gotta believe it's a tap.
A little shenanigans on sheet C. Bumped off the guard, but still managed to hit a red out.
Stone is still coming. It's going to be too heavy. It's going to go through everything. Just didn't cut it. It just didn't cut enough at that weight. Now, Jacki called it for it to be a T. It was thrown clean through the house. So it was far heavier than requested. Okay, I'm apparently being told that actually what I thought was Jacki calling for a T was actually you're calling for a raise, which is logical, but I think the stone was even too heavy for that, frankly.
Well, I mean, it would have been great if it would have been perfectly on the right line to hit the red out.
Sure, but unfortunately, I think he just threw it just a little too heavy for the curl.
For the broom.
Yeah, we've got it's good ice, it's solid ice, it's very good curling ice, but it's very sensitive ice.
Yeah,
you can throw harder than the curl without too much effort if you're not careful.
So the call here is to hit that yellow out, I guess.
Okay. He may be attempting to hit the pocket and chip both of those yellows out, because if he does that, his red shooter will stick in a position where it's providing scoring guard for his current shot stone. That's probably what he's doing. That's the shot that makes the most sense.
Of course, there's always the danger of it hitting their own red, but if he gets it right, he would have to perfectly miss this for it to hit his own red. Now that's doable, but it's a pretty safe shot. Although he put it inside. I'm not 100% sure he's going to be happy with this result. Remember how I was talking about he would have to perfectly miss? Yeah, something like that. So yeah, good job, Ken. Take a good commentator point out of Petty Cash, and Pittsburgh lies probably 2, maybe only 1. 2 in the top 12-foot are pretty close. I feel like the yellow's a little closer, but I'm not calling it.
It's not my job this weekend. I don't got it.
Yeah. Hopefully one of them will get moved or not count in the end.
Or alternatively, we have a perfectly good measuring stick to take care of these problems.
But only one? I heard one of them was broken.
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not necessarily aware either.
Maybe that has been fixed too, but I heard that the one at the far end.
All right, so we have a finished second end over on sheet A. They kicked stones before I could see what happened there, but we do have a score of some sort. We will get that to you as soon as we know what it is. All right, Ian Andrews' stone is on its way. He was looking to just kind of draw a second scoring stone in, which would make for a really solid force, potentially even a steal. It is cutting kind of hard, but the sweepers got off of it. I'm not quite sure why the sweepers got off of it, frankly. Taps the Jacki just turned back to the warm room and with fingers on her head like that did not go the way I wanted it to. Because so good news, if you are Temple of Broom, you're still sitting shot. Well done. Bad news, the other team has hammer, is getting ready to throw it, and has a relatively straightforward low weight pick out stick in the 8-foot for 2.
Or should I be say the other one? Or they can hit out their own red.
Or they can hit out their own red. That is true. They could hit out their own red and potentially steal 3.
Yeah.
It's a thing that can happen.
I mean, even if they hit the yellow, it may be hard to stick in and count.
They got enough they can get, maybe not exactly to the nose of it, but enough of it to stick. All right, David Stone is on the way. The sweepers are not on it because at the moment it's still pretty wide. I don't think he's even got the contact yet. He's going to chip off that top yellow. What's going to happen after that? He's going to chip out his own, but not enough to score anything else. Yellow steals 1, goes up 4-0.
Let's see, do we have a score on? Yeah, we do have a 3 red.
3 red over on sheet A, so that makes that score 3-1 in favor of Ace. Thank you. Ace Trainers over Team Bomber. We are still working the second end on sheet C and D here. Did we ever get a sheet C first end score?
Yeah, it's 1. That's why it's not showing the right house, because it 1 yellow on sheet C.
Okay.
So we get there, and we should get the right house. There it is. Now we have the right sheet C house showing. Oh, so that was 2 or 3 red? I didn't count it on sheet D. It was red multiple.
More than 1 red. Exactly what the more than 1 is, I don't know.
I could do the replay and figure it out, but we'll just wait for them to hang on the sky.
I'm sure somebody will hang a number at some point, and we will let you know. Tentatively, I want to say 2, but I'm not at all certain.
Okay, their guard attempt on sheet C overcurled. Might still be useful, I guess.
If they need to guard the 12-foot, sure. Actually, where it is, it doesn't even guard the 12-foot. I can see the whole 12-foot from here. So, yeah.
Another rock going through on sheet B.
Yep.
Guess it's not. Ice is not slowing down.
Does not appear so. Throwing her second lead stone. So she's a second-year curler, I have been told. She had her first learn to curl November of last season. And Jacki took her under her wing pretty quickly, because Jacki does that. Jacki collects new curlers.
So a little heavy, but it's in.
A little heavy, but perfectly functional in the back of the 4-foot. Let's try that again, 8-foot. Feels heavy also. Sweepers are certainly not interested in touching it. all the way through. It sticks in play, but it's behind the house. So it's a
usable rock to sit on. Probably.
Actually, the scary thing is, I think even if something sits on it, I don't think it's in the house.
Oh, okay. Well, if you sat on it and then something else sat on it.
Sure. Or it's a really good tripping hazard.
Yeah, that it is. This looks like a good rock. It's going to over curl, I think.
I don't know if it is. Yeah, it is. It's going to come in the house. It's going to over. Is it going to kiss off the one in the back, or is it going to come next to it?
Wow, that's fast ice. It didn't really look like it was going to go that far.
Yeah, it is. So David could, if he was interested, think about taking both of those yellows out. Nope, he wants to
play it safe.
Yeah, play it safe, get in front of it. That makes sense.
Bit. But, oh, swept a little too much, not out counting the yellow, but. Parking it in the pocket. This looks like the hammer on sheet C. Just sailing on by, leaving one yellow on sheet C. Nice line of red, yellow, all pointing at the button. is to try to get behind the red rock and yellow rock, red rock, freeze to the other red rock. Looks like a challenging angle to get to.
Stone is coming in. There is a lot of action late here. It might actually get a little heavy.
That was
a little tap, little roll.
Red is counting, yeah.
Probably red is counting, and the yellow stone is not. The red stone is hard frozen on something, so it's not moving.
Yeah.
The yellow stone, on the other hand, is wide open, so it could completely be picked out without even a significant problem. Or actually, even the better play to, well, okay, so David is asking Matt to put one up in the top of the 4-foot in front of that yellow, which is pretty logical.
Especially if he thinks like we do that red is the one that's counting at the moment.
So you think the red's count?
I'm not sure. I'm not really don't know.
All right. Matt Stone is on its way. Feels maybe a little wide, not horrible. Sweepers got on it quickly, like they're concerned about the line now. Like I said, there's a lot of cut on draws, and it's starting to come. Not sure about the weight. The weight's feeling close. They're trying to bring it. He's also concerned about the line. It's going to be short, well short. Not even quite touching the 8-foot, and perfectly guarding that yellow stone that may or may not be shot. Might be shot.
And
might be
then leaving a draw path that would be hard
and
to
very
get
much
to.
a drop. Yeah.
Yeah, the way it's cutting, they can draw one right in there.
Yeah. Tempo of Broom, skip. Ian Andrew preparing to throw his first.
Ian Alexander.
Ian Alexander, what did I say?
Andrew.
Well, it's because Andrew is what they wrote on the sheet.
Oh, okay. Ian, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's really
And they underlined it for emphasis.
Okay. I guess I'll change that.
And the gentleman from Pittsburgh over here is nodding his head like, yep, that is correct.
Okay.
So, and it's on the back of his jacket. I'm pretty comfortable that it's Andrew, Ken, just saying.
So were there two different Andrews, or did we just get it wrong on the draw schedule?
Things happen.
Yeah.
All right, so the stone, it is on its way. It is very wide. In fact, it's only just now reaching the apex of the curb.
Yeah, too wide to hurry. The weight's right.
They're trying to shave it, but I don't think that's gonna work, and it's gonna drift too far.
Yeah, if it was on the broom, it would have been great.
Yeah, if it had been on the broom, it would have been very nice, but it was. I feel like it was wide.
Yeah. Okay, let me fix that name there.
David Zimmerman taking a look at the house. It's a very interesting house. David trying to figure out what to do. He's currently down 4-0 with the hammer in the third. It's not an irretrievable situation by any stretch of the imagination. Particularly if he can draw in, and get a freeze 2 or a slight bump on that yellow that's in the back of the 4-foot, he'd probably be lying 2, and all that Ian Andrew would have on his second would be a draw against it.
Well, we missed a hammer on sheet A, but they haven't hung a score yet, I don't think.
Sheet A is perking right over at a pretty good clip.
Well, this name I know is David Zimmerman, no question about that.
Yeah.
We all know him.
Yeah, it's David Zimmerman, Skip Curling Club of Virginia out of Richmond. throwing his first skip stone of this third end. He hasn't had the best luck with his stones to this point. This is a comparatively straightforward draw if he can execute.
It looks heavy, quite heavy.
It's heavy and wide, which is a pair of sins. And it is going to tap off a yellow that wasn't really in the scoring question early, but not enough to make a difference. And that stone's not going to score. It's like 6th shot or something, and there's only 2 stones left, and it's the draw house. That stone's dead for all purposes.
Yeah, so Ian Andrew, and now I think I got the name. Let's put that name back up there again. Now that I got it right, Ian Andrew is.
Look at us, we're capable of fixing problems.
Gets another chance at his last draw, so see if he can get the weight and the line right this time.
So maybe he wasn't wide on the first one. I'm looking at the broom that Jacki's got out there. It's actually a very wide broom, so they're expecting a ton of cut on this, and it's there.
I mean, I guess the other thing, they don't want to take any chance of it bumping up the red either. So
sure, like it might do here. They're sweeping it hard, like they're concerned about it. Oh no, they're past it. But I think the broom and sweeping may put too much speed on it. No, it didn't, actually. That was darn near perfect.
Okay, so now no question about who's shot rock.
Yeah, now it is very definitely yellow is 1, red is 2.
So if David Zimmerman can do exactly what Ian just did, then he can get 2.
Yeah, although that's not actually what he's looking at. Well, I mean, he hasn't committed to this shot, but he's looking at the possibility of a raise. His vice is trying to talk him into doing what Ian just did. And so what David's checking out right now is, okay, if I raise that onto that other yellow, is my red still second shot? Which is an interesting question in computational
definitely
geometry.
is. Yeah, if
yeah, I feel like if the yellow goes all the way back to a kiss on that other red, the red would outcount it, and his red shooter probably sticks. So yeah, so that's the right play. That's the call. And that's the line that Jacki had Ian on, so one would assume that it would be the correct line for David also if he gets his weight
He's still
right.
thinking about it. Still thinking about that.
Seriously considering that raise.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. That's lined up nicely.
So there's a danger. Although he would have to really screw it up. Of course, we said that earlier and we saw what happened. So,
I don't see much danger in that, but there
all right, so over on sheet A in the third end, yellow got 3 to go up 4-3.
And how are we doing on sheets C and D? I guess
they're still throwing third. They're still throwing third ends.
D's on there, going to be on the hammer. It looks like.
All right, David is wandering his way back here towards the hack.
Well,
so he's made a decision, and he's playing the raise.
Well, look at sheet D. Oh, I didn't get the sheet D score from the second end, which was, what, 2 red?
2 red, second end D. Buck City currently 2-1 over Ogden. And the hammer coming up over there. Okay.
Yeah.
David Zimmerman's stone is on the line, on the way rather. It is not on the line. Sweeping it hard. It's close.
That's a lot of rocks in the house here.
It's nice. He's going to chip off his top guard. Nope. 1 yellow.
No, 1 yellow.
Another steal of 1 for Temple of Broom. They go up 5-0 after time.
Meanwhile, on sheet D, hammer is coming in right now. Gonna hit the red.
Hit the red.
Out.
Stick perfectly
nice,
executed.
Job.
That is precisely how you get a 3 to go up 4-2 after the third end. I mean, you have to be down 2-1 in the third end for it to be exactly that. You get my point.
I get the point.
Ogden Groggy up over Buck City 4-2. And sheet C working its way through towards the hammer. Yes, they're getting ready for yellow. They can't be ready for yellow to throw the hammer. It must be red's hammer. I just want to see stone. Yeah, okay. They're still on early skip stones. Never mind.
I got three rocks left to play.
Yeah, there was a hiding. There was some hiding stones. we're beginning the fourth end here in this 5-0 Temple of Broom over Curling Club of Virginia battle.
So do we know how to pronounce June's last name?
No. I want to say Zhu, but I don't think that's correct. That
might be Shu.
I asked her before the game, and she told me, and I have talked myself out of what I think is correct. So I do not know.
I would guess Shu, but I'm not sure. I'm no expert either.
Shuei? I am being told by somebody who knows Shuei.
Shuei.
Which sounds like what I was told earlier, so that makes sense. And also, just for the record, June is not technically her first name, but it is what she prefers to go by in Bonspiel environments because her first name is frequently mispronounced, and I'm okay with that as somebody who would frequently mispronounce it. Bobbie Todd, her stone is on its way. Wow, her stone just all of a sudden decided it wanted to make a left turn at Albuquerque and tapped up the yellow guard, not enough to take it through. So
I mean, if it was all the way through, it would get replaced.
It would have been a hog, right? Well, that's what I'm saying. So therefore, it's not a tick zone not a hog. What is that? Free guard zone violation. We are not playing the no tick zone rule at this tournament. For those of you who are aware of competitive curling, we're not doing that.
Shuei, did I get that right?
Pretty close.
Shuei.
Pretty close.
Zimmerman calling for Bobbie to draw behind the well-guarded button.
Behind the well-guarded button, probably on top of the...
I guess I shouldn't say behind the well-guarded button. That makes it sound like you went behind the button.
Right.
But behind the guards, towards the button.
Yeah, they probably like the very top of the button.
Oh, looks like a nice draw.
If he gets past, yep, does he get the distance? Needs to be half into the 8 to be shot. Oh, that's...
Yep.
You could do it better, but not by much.
Yeah, I would take a couple more inches, but other than that, I'm not complaining. There's still definitely a draw path to the button, though, on this side that,
sure.
that Ian's calling for. So Doug Williams.
Sweepers are working this pretty hard.
Oh, nice sweeping.
This is very sweepable ice today. Just kind of tapped it up a little bit. Red is still shot. The Yellowstone is kind of behind some. I mean, this is turning into a very interesting end here.
Either stone can be tapped back a little bit.
Yeah, so. Although neither stone is trivial to get to, and I think Jacki Temple's about to have a heart attack.
I think this one picked something.
Oh yeah, that definitely picked because there's no naturally thrown stone does this, and it's going to be hogged, and that's unfortunate because honestly, that was nobody's fault. Something went horribly wrong there. All right, Ian Andrews taking advantage of the gift because, well, that's what you do. He's trying to draw. I don't understand why he would want to guard. If I understood what he's calling for, he's calling for a guard over here on the left by the other two guards that are already up there is where he put the broom, and he's not going to get that. This is already This is already in and crossing over and just. I feel like Doug Williams did not throw the plan.
Yeah, and it's even still like curled an awful lot.
Or, I mean, that's also the same line that the previous stone had been on and picked, so there may be something going on in the ice out there. But that didn't really look like a pick to me. That just looked like
anything obvious. But
yeah, that just looked like a strangely thrown stone. I don't know. Hard to say. I do know that Jay Theado's stone is on its way. And this is the same line that had the problem previously, so we'll see what's going on here, see if it is the ice. Now, this stone's behaving perfectly normally. It is going to tick on that guard, but that's not the ice's. That was because of the throw. That was not because of the ice.
So the shot rock is well guarded now.
Yeah, that shot rock is. You're not going to get to it with enough force to take it out. You could tap it back, but.
You'd have to back the yellow into it, but
not easily. I mean,
no, I didn't say it was easy. I'm saying, but it's doable.
They've only got the one yellow to do that with, and I mean it's there. But now you can, however, play a multiple rock game, and you kind of hang one out in a position where you can use another run back. You know, it's a two stone to do one job kind of situation. But that kind of happens a lot in these sorts of things. Temple of Broom have been throwing very well, so.
Here comes Jacki.
Stone is on its way. I don't feel like it's going to get past the guard stack. It's not going to get past the guard stack. So now there is yet another in the Great Wall of Scotland. Not going to call it Great Wall of China because it's a Scottish game, but phalanx of guards.
But it's
much guarding.
It's a Japanese bonspiel, so maybe it's samurais out there. I don't know.
I don't actually know what the term for a group of samurai is. Is it I don't know if it's an army of samurai. I now feel like I need.
Not definitely not a phalanx.
Probably not a phalanx.
And not an armada, as the Navy people were saying when they were doing commentary.
So a group of ninja is called a hedge.
Okay, but I don't think of ninjas as being guards.
I'm doing the best I can with what I got.
Yep.
So technically, the plural of samurai is samurai. I hate languages like that. So, hi, we're back from our digression. And what's happened to the actual curling game? We have a house with a red stone that is shot, a couple of yellows that are second and third, a bunch, a samurai of samurai, apparently, in front of the house.
And so this is going to be a ninja trying to get behind the samurai.
I think it's going to be more of a mortar trying to blow the samurai up, judging from this broom line and this weight.
I think they want to tick off the one red and then oh no, it's the other handle.
No, it's.
Yeah. Well,
or are we just throwing a guard out and saying we're kind of okay with giving red one, which is playing the scoreboard, and that's perfectly acceptable. Or I don't know why they would try to.
Okay.
Or they could just totally miss and throw way out there and not hit anything and just carry on. Also a legitimate option. Probably not what he had in mind, but what he did. Or what she did, actually. Ian called it, but Jacki threw it.
So Dave needs to get another one in scoring position, really, but that's tough to do.
Yeah, so he can off the yellow that is sitting out there on the left. That's actually not even all that challenging of a shot. The real risk there is if he comes in off of it and then wrecks on on his own red that's currently scoring. He's probably not going to have enough force on it to kick his red out, but if he did that, I'm not sure that the red that is coming in off would be deeper than that yellow. That's
probably not.
A little tricky on the geometry. So that's a thing. All right, everybody's in the fourth end. Do we have everybody's third end scores?
Oh, that's a good question.
I know, that's why I asked. Over on sheet C, yellow stole another one to go up 3-0.
Nope.
So the Parental army is leading Gudetama on ice. All right, here comes the stone. At the moment, it's just going to be a clean draw. It's not coming in off and in off. It's just a clean draw, and it is a good enough clean draw to be second shot.
Yeah.
That is a well-placed stone. So now the question is it in danger? It is exposed.
Yeah, you can hit it, but
it's
it might.
exposed on the outside, but the shooter doesn't stick.
Yeah, or the shooter sticks and the red
shooter doesn't
jams
stick.
on the yellow in the back. I don't know.
Yeah, the shooter, anything that actually is going to get rid of that red, the shooter's not going to
Yeah,
stick.
that's true. If it's coming down too light, it's not going to get rid of that red.
So Ian is looking at, is he really looking at the in-off? He's really looking at the in-off. Okay, so if everybody in the warm room is correct on what he's got in mind, he's planning on throwing off of that red that's up bisecting the 12-foot, and then using that to change the angle on his shooter into those two reds that are currently scoring, probably with an eye towards taking out the outer of those two reds, although they're almost frozen, so it's possible they both move. I don't think everything moves, but it at least might be a cut down. The stone is on its way. Stone is on its way. He's got the in. Now let's see how the off goes. So not the way anticipated. He popped his yellow rather than the red. All right, so red is still 1-2. That yellow stone is an interesting position if you can get to it, but the phalanx, I'm sorry, we determined it's not a phalanx, it's the samurai of samurais, or the hedge of ninjas, as the case may be, is providing exceptionally effective coverage.
So David wants to tap one of them back and kind of sit there to guard. Not that it needs to tap one back, but it helps him read a little bit better. Hide one on the button.
And actually, if he does this exactly right, he could be lying 3. Or is this his hammer? Is this his hammer?
No.
No, yellow has just, one more set of stones. Okay.
I guess there's a score on sheet A that I have put up, 2 yellow.
2 yellow in the fourth, so yellow is up 6-3. Zimmerman's first stone of this fourth end, pivotal fourth end, by the way, on its way. Sweepers are on it more for weight than line, I'm pretty sure.
Wide out there.
It is very wide. It's not going to do anything.
Nope. It's going on by.
Bobbie was trying to cut it, but there was you can't, if a stone's too heavy, you're not going to cut it enough to make it to be useful.
There's nothing they could do with that one.
Nope. So now Ian Andrew and Jacki Temple are going to have a good little thinko about what do we do now?
I mean, I would just try to hit the one red out, I think.
So that's not what they've got in mind.
They're going for the draw.
They're drawing.
Yeah.
What court are they drawing? They're drawing.
Yeah, that's definitely the draw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure. So they're drawing between the yellow on the center line and the yellow that's just not quite in the house to the right of the center line in an attempt to get behind that pile and be shot. The line is there. It's fiddly, and they haven't thrown much over on this side, this end. Have they thrown anything over on this side, this end?
Yeah, draw. I mean, the guards, I would think.
Yeah,
Something, but
okay.
it's been a long time
It's been a bit.
since we've seen a rock on this
Been a
side.
piece. And the stone is on its way.
I think it's going to overcurl.
It's going to overcurl because they waited. They didn't start swinging, grooming until it started to cut. No, it's already on. It's already playing Happy Fun Guard games. And
nothing. Nothing
much ado
changed.
about nothing. All right, so David Zimmerman with hammer, trying to figure out a way to get a third.
I don't really see it, but let's take a closer look at
plenty.
that.
Because he could just draw from our left to our right,
Okay, yeah,
and
there's
all he
draw.
really has to do is get to the inner 8 foot. So if he can throw one that
Yeah, that's
bisects
true.
the tee, he's got plenty of width. There's no
Yep.
issue there.
So getting the weight right.
It's a small scoring area. You're correct.
Yeah. No,
But-
it's not as bad as I thought, actually.
No,
Now that I look at it.
it's doable. It's perfectly achievable. He hasn't had the best draw weight this game.
No, he's been getting a lot of heavy or light.
And he might be in his head a little bit.
Yep.
But on the plus side, barring incredible catastrophe, he's at least getting 2. This is just a draw for 3, and he can't mess up his 2. No, okay, I'm not gonna say can't, but the draw is on the way.
Let's look at all the
Sweepers
houses.
are on it.
We can watch sheet D at the same time. So hammer on sheet D is coming up short.
The sweepers are on it. I think they still think they've got a chance because they do, because here comes the curl. The question is, does he have the weight right? It's going to be close. If it stops, it's going to be close.
Oh, that's nice.
That
is
stop. Perfectly
Yo, look at
adequate.
that.
1, 2, 3 red. We got a
red.
game, boys and girls.
3 red.
5-3, Temple of Broom over Virginia at the half.
And over on sheet D, it was a couple red. I'm not sure if it was 2 or 3, though. We'll wait till they hang the score.
All right, so that's either 4-4 or 5-4.
I'll call it 2 for now, but we'll keep an eye on that.
All right. And we're still running. Oh, we're in the 5th over on A as well. We know this already. It's 6-3 over on A.
Yep.
We already got that hung, right?
I think yeah,
Yep,
6
okay.
to 3, I got it. Yeah.
So yeah, the only game that's still in the 4th is over here on C. They are going a little slower than the others, although this is the hammer. Not true. I take that back. It is the last yellow. Currently up 3-0. The Parental Army over Gudetama on ice. Parental Army attempting to get a second in the house. It's going to be in the house. I'm just not 100% sure how deep it's going to be.
Not very.
Top 12, top 8, somewhere in that neighborhood. Definitely gives Gudetama on ice a fairly straightforward draw to the 4 foot. To take their 1, there is no way they can take more than 1 that I'm aware of.
Not just a draw, but a draw with backing if they.
Yeah, as
use
long as
the
they
other.
call the right line. Or they could even conceivably run it as a low weight hit to the nose, which looks like the line that they're calling.
If that's what the skip feels most comfortable with,
Exactly.
then that's what you do.
And if I haven't drawn well all game, I'd certainly say, okay, yeah, give me a hit line, sure.
Good corner guard on sheet B.
Solid corner guard as we get the 5th end underway.
As opposed to that yellow, the red rock, which is really not
all-
doing anything out there.
Technically also a corner guard.
And it could be useful to come in off of. You never know.
I mean, it's been a lot of that going on this game.
Yeah. Okay, hammer on sheet C. Coming in, it looks like a hit. Looks good. Nosing it. So
Those
1
instincts.
red.
All right, so on the board, 3-1 yellow after 4.
the games staying reasonably within play here.
Yep, it looks like they're all going to have the timeline to go 8 ends if they want to. Whether they want to or not on the score, who knows?
June Sue. Is that right? No, that's not her. Oops, I'm on the wrong rock. Never mind. Ignore that name. Okay, I did have the right name up. So now I got confused there. That's going to crash on the guard.
Yep, just taps a little guard over a little bit. So there's 4 guards in front of the house, only 3 of them really meaningful to the end, probably.
But pretty well guarded left side.
Yeah, the left side, anything that gets into the left side is feeling pretty secure at the moment.
And this one might make it past the guard. Yeah, that'll make it.
Plenty of room past the guard. So it's only a question of weight at this point.
That looks good.
I feel like it might be too long because this ice has been very glidey. It sticks around behind all the guards in the back 8, back 12.
4 shot rock at the moment.
Currently shot rock and currently well guarded.
But can be backing for this draw.
Which is what it appears that Theado is going to attempt to throw.
Well, that's a lot of weight.
A lot of weight with a broom.
I think it's going to crash.
They're holding it, but I don't know if they're going to be able to hold it enough. Nope. Tip. I mean, now what that stone did do is it took away the guard that was helping to guard that yellow that's currently shot. So it's the path to the yellow is now completely exposed. So there is that, which it looks like is why Ian is asking Doug to put something in there. Ticked and spun in behind the guards and is currently second shot and is pretty well covered, not completely because you could get there with a low weight tappy kind of thing, but the stone that's currently shot in the back is now very well guarded though. Okay. Athayde preparing to throw his second of the end. Stone is on its way. Sweeper.
A lot of weight and a lot of spin.
Kind of wanted to, but then
it's not going to curl with all that spin.
That is a lot of spin to curl. Yes. He's on the top. He's on that guard. Might chip it over. All he did was chip it in. And That is, whoa, what's going on?
Didn't see what happened to him there.
Where's the coordinator?
Well, I guess, are they moving on? What are they doing?
Something on the ice. No, I don't think it was a fall. We're not 100% sure. He was standing in he was just in the house, and then all of a sudden a couple people were holding him up. Fall or anything. He's getting up now.
Well, Dave's back in, back, back at it. Whatever. I think I think he just pulled or cramped something. That's what it looked like.
Okay, so it appears like whatever happened is at least sort of resolved. Topper Waters, the Bonspiel coordinator's out there right now, conferring with the teams, making sure everything is okay. Do they need any assistance or anything? But it looks like we're carrying on. David's tough. He's a curler. Okay, so we're being informed that it's probably nothing major. It was just a momentary muscle twinge kind of thing that apparently happens to Dave occasionally. So he's familiar with it and is dealing with it. So we are carrying on. Glad to know it's nothing more serious than that, and hopefully it is okay to continue Bonspiel. Meanwhile, we are proceeding through second vice stone for Jacki Temple, Temple of Broom, who has the hammer this end. Is that true? Yes. So, and is currently Temple of Broom is currently lying 3, looking to respond after Curling Club of Virginia got that 3 last end.
Look at that draw in.
That is a very nice draw. You think Jacki Temple was curled for a few years?
Yeah.
Oh wait,
she seems to know like she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, she might have a national title in her pocket. I don't know. I do know. I was at the event. Now, that was some number of years ago, but even still, she's good enough to play at this level, and then some. So that draws evidence of that. So now David Zimmerman preparing to throw his first skip stone. Looks like he's being asked to counter draw, basically.
Probably just a corner freeze and then hope for a chance to bump it later.
That would be a perfectly reasonable choice, or just something to, yeah, because you're really not going to outdraw it. I mean, I guess you've got a little bit of button available to you, but primarily, no, you're not outdrawing it. So, yeah.
So what's going on in other sheets? Any updates?
Let's see. Sheet A, we do have a fifth end score. It was yellow. It was a big number. How big? It was 3. So they are now up 9-3 after 5 over on sheet A. All the other games are still working their way through the 5th.
And Dave's still not ready to throw his rock there.
I think he's
taking
his. I think he's doing the, giving his back a second to see how this goes. I feel like he's not sure. Oh, he's not sure at all.
No, he's looking very hesitant there.
He's doing it. I mean, that is his normal delivery, so
yeah, doesn't look like he's in pain or anything.
Doesn't look like it affected him once he got going, so that's good.
It's kind of heavy, though.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the best throw.
Yeah, it's too heavy.
The mere fact that he was able to throw is good, although actually it's cutting nicely.
Okay, I was wrong. It's not too heavy.
Not sure why she's sweeping.
Okay, it is too heavy.
I feel, yeah, it wouldn't have been as too heavy, but for some reason, although actually it's the second shot. Yeah. Pretty exposed, though, I think. Yeah, it's exposed, so it's tappable to not be a concern. And then yellow would be lying 5 with a good tap.
But at this point, they'd probably rather not have something in the back. They'd probably rather be guarding the button.
A couple ways to look at it. Yeah, you could do that, or on the other hand, you've got an opportunity to put up a big round number.
I mean, they do have hammers, so I guess
they do have hammers, so it's the tap to be, or a freeze is actually a really interesting idea. Okay, so there's a lot of things that could go well for the shot for Ian Andrew from Temple of Broom being a sort of a combination of Andrew's 5 and under team was called Plan B. So they got the jackets with Plan B on them. And then Jacki Temple, last name Temple, and Temple of Broom perfect. And nice little tappy. And that's, so,
Sitting 4.
Sitting 5.
5, I can't count.
It's hard when you get numbers that are that big. So now David Zimmerman's being asked it's a straightforward draw. Under ordinary circumstances, there would be no concerns. He ought to be able to do what he's got in mind here. But given that he has the twinge from a little bit ago, it didn't seem to affect his delivery last time, but it's got to be in his head. So that makes that ups the degree of difficulty here.
So basically, you need to do the freeze here or a little tap on the yellow.
I mean, really, your best case right now is to get to a hard freeze on that yellow that's on the pin. Yeah, you're giving up 1.
Better
but
than 5.
I would rather give up 1 than 5, maybe 6.
5 is game over.
Yeah, and if he leaves this wrong enough, it would be giving Ian Andrew a shot for 6, which, I mean, at that point you should. I mean, maybe not.
They're still trying to shake it off here.
So his back is in his head. Is he coming out or is he just walking?
I think he's just pacing, yeah.
I mean, he knows the stakes here. So. He's got to be. He's definitely got to be hurting a little. He looked like he was okay-ish with his last stone, but it wasn't. The throw wasn't great, and that's just, you know, can't blame him. He's trying. He's down. It's his typical slide delivery. He is kind of an e-slider usually.
The
Stone's
weight
on the
looks
way.
better.
Weight looks better than the last one. A little bit lighter. Sweepers are not on it.
I don't know why they're sweeping it yet. Seems too early.
That's gonna not curl enough to get to the nose. It may even go, okay, a little bit of a tap. Ugh. That is unfortunate.
Yeah,
because
hit for 6.
That is a nose hit for 6 for Temple of Broom, Skippy, and Andrew.
So not thinking about this shot.
Well, yeah.
The only question is how much weight do you hit it with?
Sometimes the shot calls itself, and that is this right here. And David looks like he might be coming in to get some relief.
Going to look for Advil or something, maybe.
Yeah. Go into the restroom with nothing else.
Or he doesn't want to see the hit for 6, if that's what it is.
Sweepers are on it. I think it's just
good.
I think it's just to make it perfect. Yeah, this is going to be perfectly fine. It's going to chop and stick. That is a
6.
bunch of yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 makes our score 11-3. And unsurprisingly, there's concessions. Now the teams do have to throw. There's a last shot draw that everybody has to throw for measuring purposes, not tie-breaking purposes. And I don't know that the coordinators were expecting one of these games to be over this fast. Stopper. They're done on B, so they're going to start doing their throws.
Okay, so am I missing a score on sheet? No? Wow.
They're starting the 6th on C, but they haven't hung it.
They haven't hung it, yeah.
And they're starting the 6th on D. They have hung the 5th.
Okay,
I can't see it, but the first number I see is a 6. So the 5's on the scoreboard somewhere. It must be yellow. I just don't know what it is.
Okay, I see a 1 yellow on sheet D.
Okay.
So Ogden Groggy takes a 5-4 lead. No, I sold it. We got something wrong there. It was 5-4. Oh, I scored a 3 and it's 2 when I said it had been 3. Okay. Oh, remember back when I said I wasn't sure if they scored 2 or 3. They apparently it was a 3 that I never picked up on.
Okay.
So anyway, tie score on sheet D.
5 up.
Yep.
Okay. So like I said, these shots on B, the game is over. This is just for tie-breaking purposes. They're doing a last shot draw. All 4 team members throw a single stone. They take the measurements. The best 2 will be summed and used as a tiebreaker should that be necessary later in the tournament. And I know it will because we've already had at least 1 game that was a tie. How do I know that? It's mine.
Okay, so let's, I guess I'll just watch sheet C.
Hang on a second. David's... Okay. Okay. David was not aware that his team conceded.
Oh, okay.
All right, sorry. Stop asking.
Oh, yeah. I thought you should. Yeah. So we got 5 points, right? I think we should. We got 6 points. We got 6 points. Should we hurry up? We got 6 points. I don't think so. Yeah.
So there was just a little bit of confusion briefly because David had come off the ice for treatment. He wasn't aware that his team had conceded.
And he also wasn't aware that they gave up 6. So,
right.
Yeah.
So understandable, but it's all resolved now, and everything is okay. And the teams are now proceeding through doing the last shot draws, as we discussed earlier. No drama. Everything is fine.
Okay. And then Jacki's going to go hang that 6 just to make it clear. There we go. Officially 11-3 now. Okay, well, let's watch the action on sheet C.
Why did she just bring it back from the 11 to a 9? We know it was 11.
Yeah,
they had 5, they scored 2.
Yep.
Or they scored 6. That's 11. Okay. All right, so we're focusing on sheet C now. Gudetama on ice. Gudetama on ice, I think, against Parental Army. They're in the 5th end. Gudetama on ice is throwing the red stones. That is Mike Vild, Bonnie Bensinger, Andy Green, and Ryan Bensinger from the Philadelphia Curling Club, just up the road here, against the Parental Army, Doug Burchesky, Rachel Howell, Steve Dubberstein, and Bob Howell from the New Pond Curling Club. The game is currently, as I said, 3-1 in favor of Parental Army. We're in the 6th end, early in the 6th end. We're just getting stuff going.
Yeah, I hadn't scored the 5th end with 2 red.
Yes, so it's actually tied up at 3.
Tied up at 3. Okay, now we're straight on sheet A.
Now we're cooking with gas. Okay.
And we can even figure out what names we have here. So this is Yellow Rock.
Yellow is Parental Army.
Yellow's 2nd rock.
2, 3, third stone at the end, so the 2nd. So that's going to be Steve Dubberstein. Going to chip out, does chip out, loses the shooter. Don't think he minded that.
So Steve Dubberstein, Stein, whatever it is. Stein.
Now throwing is Andy Green.
Oh, that's Andy Green?
Yeah, red stone right now.
Sorry. The rock, my rock controls confuse me here.
This looks like it's going to be kind of a guard sort of thing. May not have been a deliberate one, but that's what they're going to end up with. Kind of chips that other yellow guard. Actually rolls into the house, just the slightest little bit.
Oh,
Hello. Okay. So, Parental Army.
and now it's Steve Dubberstein. Stein. I don't know. It replaces a red guard with a yellow guard.
Yep. I think that redstone may have been fighting the house.
Yeah, yellow one's not.
Now, probably.
You're cutting in and out. You need to wiggle that button a little bit.
How about now? There we go. Okay. Apologies for the little brief technical difficulties there.
Yeah.
Next stone from Gudetama on ice on its way. Coming down, I think it was an attempt to clear some stuff up top. Not 100% sure that's true. Okay. Taps that guard. but rolls over to, well, actually it's not even a guard. Yeah, it's a half guard on. There's a stone in the house in the back 8. It was escaping my notice earlier, but it is there. So Gudetama on ice, currently sitting 1.
So this is Rachel Howell, according to my list.
Possibly. Unfortunately, I don't know the curlers, so.
That's the order they told us, and we'll
Yeah, exactly. We go by what we were told until we're told otherwise.
So if anybody on the chat knows knows your teams,
I mean, I realize this is an assumption, but it looks like a Rachel. Got past the guards.
Nice squeak from eye.
If it's going to stop in time,
Nope.
A little long, but only a little long.
So 2 yellows biting and not counting.
There is a name tag on the person who just delivered. No, there isn't. I take it back, and no, that wasn't Rachel. Rachel was in the house.
Oh, okay.
So they must have, Doug must be throwing 3rd, and Rachel must be skipping. Or were they on the, yeah, they're on Vice Stones right now, right? Yes. Maybe. Apologies. It gets weird when we switch games and we're not really up to speed.
Apparently this.
So yes, it is the 6th stone of the end.
Do we at least have the color? Are they playing the color assigned colors?
I don't know the answer to your questions. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to see a name tag. As soon as I see a name tag, I'll be able to tell you. So red is currently throwing. Pretty sure that's Gudetama on ice. Okay. So Andy just, yeah, Gudetama just threw. Yellow's throwing now. That's Parental Army. Pretty sure this is Doug Burchesky throwing.
Okay.
So who must be throwing Vice Stones. He may be skipping from the Vice position, maybe. Maybe that's skipping from 3rd stones. That happens a lot. We don't know. He's going for a very nice looking tap draw here. Putting it right on top of that. That's lovely.
Yep.
That puts him shot. Not going to be easy to take that out of there. It's a well-executed stone.
You could chip it out and lose your shooter, but
yeah,
you wouldn't want to bother at this point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for red to do that, they would then be lying too. So I mean, there is a reason to do it.
It would be a hammer shot if you needed the 2, if you wanted to get those 2.
Which. So it's the 6th end of 8, although these guys are a little tight on time. There's a little less than 20 minutes left, and they only get to finish the end that they're on when the clock runs out. So if they haven't started the 8th, or more accurately, completed the 7th, by the time the clock runs out, it's time. Stone on its way. I believe they're just kind of looking to draw on top of the one that was just drawn on top of. And this has got to do a lot of movement to get there. Now there is a lot of curl late, but I don't think there's this much curl late. It's coming. It will, however, be shot. Well, is that true?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is, but it is in a very tappable position. In a very tappable position, so I don't think they can't be completely satisfied.
So it looks like sheet D is about to throw the hammer. So maybe we'll just take a Let's take a look at that sheet D house. A lot of rocks in play on sheet D.
Literally all of them, I think.
A hit weight coming in. Red rock or hammer.
And here comes
bang,
attack.
bang, bang,
Bang,
Oh,
bang. Oh, this might work. Bang, bang.
Oh, almost.
Not quite.
Not
well.
quite.
Hell of an idea, though.
No, it just needed more weight.
Didn't work, but it was yellow 2. Ogden Groggy up 7-5. But that was a heck of an idea. The fact that didn't work is not their fault. That was well played. Next stone is on its way over here on sheet C. They're trying to get it past the guards. They got it past the guards. So now it's tapping up on top of that.
Wow.
So
what a mess
okay.
in the back of the house.
Hey, I got an idea. Let's play mixed doubles. Yellow lying 1 behind cover. Pretty much unremovable, frankly.
And that yellow rock we were talking about hitting out earlier, that's not going to leave, I don't think.
Yeah, no, that yellow rock is going to be there until the end of this end. There is nothing that the world's going to do about that. So who's throwing next? Red's throwing next. Are we on hammer? No, it's at least one more yellow stone.
Let's see. We got one of each back there.
So red's last. So right now, red's best call, excuse me, is probably to draw into that mess. I mean, there's no reason to do anything else. And even if he nose sits on his red that's just behind the 4-foot, he would be shot as long as he just nose sat and just sat. Which this kind of looks like the broom they're looking for that. Stone's on the way. It feels to me like it's light, but I also have everything's been heavier than I've expected today, so. Okay, so red executed the shot pretty much as we expected him to.
And they're sitting 2.
Actually, he's sitting 2. I didn't even notice that it worked even better than I expected. So while I was off the mic there for a second, David came off the ice and just indicated that, yes, he is fine. There was a thing. He's okay. Right now, his brain's working off some adrenaline. He's a little edgy as a result of that, but that's okay. He'll curl. Everything is fine. He's used to this. It's normal. Everything is cool. So if anybody was concerned, they do not need to continue being concerned. Everything is good.
This is sheet A, draw for 1. 1 red.
1 red in the 6th, making that score 9-4. Are they calling that? Oh, no, actually, that was a draw.
And here on sheet, overcurled.
Too much.
So is that 1 red
That's
or 2
1
red?
red, definitely 1. Definitely 1. I do not know who has second.
The other skip should have been
Neither
sweeping that yellow stone, and then
day.
it wouldn't have been a question.
They're looking awfully hard. You know, we've got a device that's really good for measuring this sort of thing. I suggest you use it.
I'm thinking red, but I'm not. I don't know.
They're not sure, and I wish they would not have put their broom on the ice. A word for all these you curling at home. If you've got a situation where you're not sure about a couple of stones, do not put your broom on the ice. It doesn't do anything useful. And all it can do is create a tripping hazard and all of this sort of thing. It just interferes with all of the things, so don't do it.
Now that they're not confusing us with the other rocks, does it make it any easier to tell looking? And I say no. I still can't tell any better. It's looking a little more yellow now. I don't. Funny when I look at what's closer to the inside, it looks like it's red.
When
I look at what's closer to the outside, it looks like it's yellow.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we've got a perfectly functional micrometer that will figure these things out for us. So we know red got 1. correct?
Yep.
So this is just for second. And my inner official is coming out, and I'm checking their form. Okay. They're doing a pretty good job, other than he's walking on the inside of the stones, not the outside. That didn't miss at all. So yellow. No, red. I'm sorry. I take it back. It didn't miss.
So red.
2 red. And that pretty much guarantees that this next end, this 7th end, will be their last end because they've only got 12 minutes left on the clock. You're not going to get an end in 12 minutes.
You don't get a timeout for the,
measurement.
for
No,
the
you do not.
measurement.
So. All right, so we are here in the 7th end of what is likely to be a 7-end game. For those of you who may not have watched in the first draw, these games can end in a tie. This is pool play competition, so kind of like the first round of the World Cup. Games can end in a tie. We don't do penalty kicks or anything like that. It's just if you're tied after 8, you're tied.
Penalty kick would be fun, though.
A penalty kick would be great.
What do you do?
Like
Kick the stone?
So that is actually a thing that gets done at Curling the Gathering, the card spiel. There's a card you can play where you can do a corner kick. You get to kick your stone from the corner of the sideline and the hog line into the house.
Okay.
That's a fun end of season bonspiel.
Yeah.
It's mostly for fun and it's for charity. The team, the entry fees and funny money and all that sort of thing goes to a local charity in the Rochester, New York area. Potomac is sending a team. Myself, Dan Kennedy, and Michael and Christina Dobbs actually are going in a couple weeks. So if anybody from Rochester is here, we're coming for you.
Well, I guess we missed. They shook hands on sheet A.
They did shake hands on sheet A. That finaled out at 9-3, I want to say.
9-4.
9-4.
With that draw for 1 at the end.
Was not a draw for 1. It was an LSD.
Oh, was it a draw for? I thought it was a draw for 1, but it was really LSD.
It was an LSD.
I don't know.
It was.
Okay.
The guys are out there measuring
it really is
it.
9-3 then.
I don't know. But regardless, the winner
okay.
was who the winner was.
Yep.
That sounded bad. What was that?
No, just a number, score number drop.
Okay. So Parental Army looking, but they have Hammer here in the 7th and probably final end, looking to score 2 to tie, 3 to win. The game on sheet D could conceivably go 8. They're throwing well. They're well into the 7th right now. They could make it. So see how that goes. This stone looks like it's gonna be at least back 12, maybe all the way through. Hangs on to the back 12. That may matter later.
Split the health.
After this draws a scrape break, right?
Yes, just a fast scrape.
Right, and then we'll be back at 4?
4:15, 4:30, something like that.
For the third game?
Got it right here, actually. Let's see.
Yeah, 4:15. So we'll be back for the third draw at 4:15. At least I'll be back. I don't know if you're on the controls again.
I'm on the ice.
You're on the ice. Okay.
With the Roanoke Valley team.
Best of luck to you and the rest of Roanoke Valley.
Arena curling with a couple of beginners on the lead, so.
Have fun.
Yep, exactly. That's what we're here to have fun.
Marvelous.
We're not going to be beating either Dunham team, I'm sure.
Oh, is that what you've got? You've got both Dunhams in your house.
No, we have one of the Dunhams is in our pool, but we're not playing.
Okay.
We're playing Potomac team. Stacy, Emily. Who else is in that?
Good luck.
Yeah.
We'll be quietly rooting for you from the warm room.
Well, we're hoping to win an end.
Look at it this way, free drinks. Which, by the way, we're looking, since ties can be a thing in this, we're looking for somebody to suggest a good who buys the drinks if there's a tie.
Ah. The
It's
house?
It's a problem.
The house does.
It is a surprise. No, the house does not.
Well, the house got the mimosas in the first draw.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we are working on the fourth stone of the end for Gudetama on ice, who does not have the hammer. So it's the last stone for Gudetama second, we believe is Andy Green.
Maybe it should be whoever wins the last LSD is the one that
Has to buy the
has to buy the drinks.
Yeah. We just kind of went with an every person for themselves kind of thing and called it good, but
Boom,
so that's
just the one, and
just
roll
the
out.
one, and the shooter rolls out all the way out. Yes,
Still
all the way
leaving,
out.
Yeah, red sitting one.
Red sitting one, yellow sitting two. Yellow needs to get to tie here.
They still
Like I
haven't hung
said,
their
this
score
is-
back there, but we have the right score.
This is probably their. If they go fast, they could get the eighth. They'd have to go real
Yeah,
fast.
they're not moving that fast.
They're not moving that fast.
You can see the time clock in the window in the back,
Yeah.
back right of the
About
screen
6
there.
minutes. 6:40 to be precise.
Looks like a hit.
Looks like a hit.
So,
Well, I mean, the reason for that is a hit. Oh, especially if it's a hit and a beautiful roll.
yeah.
Not quite as much as they needed to be beautiful, but not bad.
No,
But
the hit is the
really,
important part.
The hit's the important part, and yellow is now lying 2. If they trade all the way through and yellow keeps that 2 at the end, yellow salvages the tie.
Yeah, there is
So-
a double here, though. Let's see if they get the double.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's there, you're right, but it's not trivial. Stone on its way. Skip's calling for some curl. Now they're calling for some sweep. He's sweeping, but he's not in front of the stone. There we go. Now he's sweeping.
not a double.
He feels like he
Get the
totally
back
missed
one.
the top one. Is he going to at least
Yeah.
get the back one?
Yep.
Gets the back one and chips it out. Okay.
So, yeah, it's not another red rock in the house that
So
they need.
one assumes that Parental Army's going to try to split the house here. That's an odd choice if they're going to put their second stone there. I mean, the book says try to put something, since they're currently scoring stone is just above the tee line over here to the left. You put one just above the tee line as far to the right as possible, split the house, make it so it's not doubleable, and, you know, there you go. Bob's your uncle. But that's not what they're doing.
I mean, but really, any second one anywhere in the house is probably okay.
Yeah.
You definitely want to be in.
Yes, absolutely want to be.
Because they do, yellow has hammer anyway, so keep it clean.
Right, but you want to eliminate any possibility of a double.
Yep.
So usually the rule of thumb is keep your scoring stones as far apart as possible, makes the double as unlikely as possible. They just guard,
Yeah, it's just going to be a
and
guard.
they didn't even adequately guard because this is going to over curl. That is a
Yeah, hit a little
That
bit of
was
a roll
not-
for red would be ideal.
just a hit. All red has to do is get rid of X number of stones.
Yeah, but yellow has hammer, so.
Well, yeah, but yellow, if yellow gets 1, red doesn't care. So if they have 3 stones. If they hit 3 yellows,
Yep.
game.
Well, they got 6 rocks in 4 minutes. What do you think? Can they do it?
No, not very likely. Not
Although
likely.
when it's clean like this, you could do it. There's not a lot of thinking time going on,
But
but they're not trying.
yeah, they're not. They're pretty much. either they don't know, or they haven't paid attention, or, oh, did they? Oh, that was a problem. Okay, so
Use the guard. I'd still would rather split the house.
I would
but
rather split the house. I don't know why they're not splitting the house. But, I mean, their game. They do it as they wish.
I mean, if they get it behind the guard, that's
Sure.
not a bad place to be.
Doug Burchesky. His final Vice Stone coming in. Feels a little heavy for
Yeah,
the
but
job.
it's going to tap the
It's
other
going
one.
to tap and split. And the question is it going to create a pocket? No, it doesn't. It gets enough to not pocket.
Leaves one sitting half on the button.
You could try to double it. It's a shallow double, but with enough velocity, you can do it.
Yeah, I mean, it might jam on the red, I suppose.
Boom, boom. Possibly.
I'm not good at this rock math, though.
Yeah,
rock geometry.
conversational geometry was never my best subject. Hey, it's a hammer on D. Red has the hammer. Over on sheet D.
Might as well watch that.
Yellow currently lying 1.5. Red throwing its hammer, looking to do something. I'm not 100% sure what, frankly. And is going to just pop that, sit there.
Nice shot.
That's probably
think.
one. Either way, they got this. They got there, so they're gonna have an eighth end over there.
Feels like shot to me, and they're not measuring.
Okay,
so it must be red.
they're calling something. We'll see who got it based on who gets in the hack.
Oh,
Okay, you think it was one red?
I'm calling it one red,
Okay.
but yeah, we'll know in a minute for sure.
Looks like a red stone's being pushed towards the hack. So yep, you're probably right. One red. All right. So Ogden Groggy up 7-6 after 7. They do get to throw the eighth. They made it by 46 seconds. And we know that this is going to be the final end in our feature game on sheet C.
No 3 rocks in 36 seconds.
Not bloody likely.
I'm really hard.
Some things in life are mathematically impossible. That is all.
Do you really have to wait for the previous rock to finish moving before you
Yes,
can throw your rock?
yes, you do. Now, there have been times at which it's been questionable, but yeah, no, you do, legally, according to the rules.
Yeah, never seen it come that close that anybody questioned. But I take it, have you personally seen that, or?
So not at any point where the game was in question. When I was on a clock at the Men's World Championships in Las Vegas last April, the third place game between the United States and I don't remember who they were playing actually, was completely over after 7 ends, but the rules say you got to play 8 because television. So the 8th end, where they just kind of exhibition shotted. There's a lot of spinoramas out of the hack and all this kind of thing, and everybody was just basically getting in the hack and going.
Okay, so it didn't really matter.
It didn't. Yeah, the officials were like, whatever.
Yeah,
it's fine. I had to try to run a clock because the rules say I have to try to run a clock, but everybody was like, fine. So, because in televised events, the TV crew is guaranteed 8 ends rather, and so the players have to play 8. But sometimes it's like, why? Why are we still doing this?
Okay, here comes the last red rock of the game. So they're going to draw to sit 2, but whether or not they can hold the 2.
Yeah, is a very empty question. Okay, now the fascinating question is, do they know this is the end of their game?
Oh, that's right. They just have to hit the yellow. I was thinking that I was thinking the yellow was up, but red's up. So, yeah. Okay, this is game over.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. So final score
So that's
stands as it
technically
is.
an X. Yep. 5-3. Game conceded. Good job, Gudetama on ice over Parental Army. Mike Vid, Bonnie Bensinger, Andy Green, and Ryan Bensinger from the Philadelphia Curling Club defeats Parental Army. Doug Burchesky, Rachel Howell, Steve Dubberstein, and Bob Howell from New Pond. That leaves us with sheet D. That's the only thing left. We are in the 8th and final end. We are fairly early in that end. Score is 7-6, Ogden Groggy over Buck City. Yellow, Ogden Groggy will have the hammer here in this 8th end, which could be important. And I have no idea what's in the house. Let's see here. We have a yellow stone and a red stone in the house. Yellow is, well, I don't know that that's a true statement. Red is currently shot, probably.
Yep, you can see it on this view.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I can't get to the sheets that have the names, so I am not sure who's playing. I'm guessing one of the clubs is from Ohio, based off the map on the back of somebody's jacket.
So it's the teams are Buck City and Ogden Groggy.
Okay.
So I don't think Buck City is from Ohio, but
Could be.
Is it? Let's see. Buck City is Bucks Count.
Bucks County Curling Club, that makes sense. And who was the other one?
Ogden Groggy.
Ogden Groggy is from Columbus and Potomac. Okay. So they have some from Potomac and some from Columbus. Oh yeah, I recognize the skip in the house. He is from Potomac. His name has just gone out of my head right after I said I recognize him. Yes, Ben Keene. And it appears it's Ben and a bunch of people from Columbus because I don't recognize anybody else on that team. Or is that Adam in blue sweeping now?
No, I don't think so.
So no, it's Ben and 3 gentlemen from Columbus against 4 people from Bucks County, which that's Bucks County, Pennsylvania, right?
I presume.
Yeah, nearish to Philly. Redstone coming in.
So red sitting 3 at the moment.
Red sitting 3, and they only need to score 1. It would need to be a steal because yellow does have hammer.
Well, except you don't want to tie in this game, I guess, because you don't get to play skip rocks. So.
I mean, ties not
a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than a loss.
Yep.
I mean, sure, obviously, if you can steal 2 to win, great. but steal one for a tie is not, I mean, you know, it's not horrible.
Ben just trying to get rid of as many runs as he can. Yellow is, what, is that yellow sitting now? Probably doesn't matter.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
But, yeah, I mean, Ben's logic is I just want to make sure I have a path for a draw.
Yep.
And at the moment, he's got 2 paths for viable draws. And we're starting to run out of stones here, so. Makes sense. Nice straight remove. And basically, Buck City's plan is we've got 3 in the house. We're going to make Ben Keene throw that draw, and you know, he might make it, he might not. Hard to say. At the moment, it's not a terribly difficult draw because he's got the full 8 foot to work with, but you got to throw it. I mean, John Schuster has missed draws to the 8 foot before, so it can be missed. And Ben's mission is he's just going to make it as easy as possible for him. You know, leave him. He wants to make sure he leaves his preferred, whichever draw he prefers. Leave that open. Try to keep the scoring area as wide as possible. If by some chance things develop so that he doesn't even have to throw it, great. But that's not looking terribly likely at the moment.
Well, the yellow sticks, but not counting.
But not enough to be an issue.
It's not a factor.
Yeah. Ben's mission is he wants stuff not in the 8. If it's not in the 8, he's happy. And at the moment, it's not in the 8. Yeah, and he's walking around perfectly fine, like he sees how this is going to go.
So what's the call now? Just put another top house red rock in, I guess.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Try to, if anything, try to put it so that it would inconvenience the draw line.
Yep. In
terms of width. But you really can't accomplish but so much. You can only really block a stone's width, right?
Looks like a top house to.
That feels light.
Well, yeah, it might even just be a guard.
That might even just be a hog.
Their guard can still work in this. No, it's not a hog. I think that might be coming in. Maybe not. No, okay, it's a guard.
It is a guard. And it's not even a terribly good guard.
No.
I mean, it blocks the out-turn draw, but the out-turn draw was already blocked by that yellow. Ben was going to throw the in-turn all day, and that's what he's throwing right now. Feels like Ben he might be calling the Broom to let's do this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's dangerous, actually, because if Ben throws his draw just a little too deep and puts it in, like, let's say the back of the 4 foot,
yeah, he
invites Ogden Groggy. No, he's Ogden Groggy. He invites Buck City to draw on top of it, have one sitting on the button. Now what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
So he invites that if he throws this a little too deep, and of course if he goes a little too shallow, then he's got a problem too. So
this, but at least it gives him a practice draw weight.
Yeah, exactly. And if it turns out that it's good enough and Buck City can't respond to it, game over. You don't have to throw that last draw. Hooray. And unlike the first draw, it's working out so that all the last shot draws are being nicely staggered.
Yeah.
So the coordinators are not having to scramble like they had to on the first draw to get all the measurements. That's good.
A lot of games going to 8 ends in the first draw.
Yeah, and close ones at that. All right, Ben Keene's stone is on its way. Sweeper's got on it immediately.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a lot of weight.
No, it doesn't. Oh, it's
top house.
It's sliding nicely. It's definitely past guards. Is it gonna get to Barry? It's gonna get to Barry. Is it gonna get to count? It's not even gonna get to house. So that probably isn't in the way though.
No, it's not
a draw.
Yet,
there's still plenty of room for draw to the 8 foot. Now, what it does do though is it provides really good coverage if if Buck City can manage to draw their stone into just like the top of the 4 foot. That's all they really need is the top of the 4 foot behind the cover. and that's plenty enough. I'll pass that information on to Bo. Unfortunately, he's not on the draw right now. He just came off the ice a little bit ago. I think he's in. I don't see him. I think he's in the locker room.
Talking about the chat comment
The
there.
chat comment from whoever Slimark is. All right, Buck City's final stone of this game is on its way. Weight looks pretty good. How's the line? The line looks promising also.
Might be a little heavy.
Not that heavy.
No, not heavy.
And it's not well buried.
No, so Ben
It's
just
partially
needs to-
buried.
Just needs to nose that.
Knows that, stick for one, wins the game. If he misses it, he could get a tie. If he misses it but sticks around inside the 8-foot, if he misses everything altogether, he loses. So, I mean,
All comes down to the last
Ogden
drop.
Groggy has done everything they can do. It's just a question of whether it's good enough. I'm going to see if I can go all remote, get close enough to see it. All right, Ben Keene is skating back to the hack, getting himself ready. He is from Potomac, so he's very familiar with our ice. He's played lots of games on Sheet D this year. He knows what he's doing. He's probably thrown this stone, this shot, a few times. He's got to like his odds. He's attempting to just get a nose hit on that red stone that's not buried. He's measuring his delivery. He's pulling back, sliding out. Nice form slide. Has done the release. It's kind of light. Kind of light for a hit. Sweepers are on it. Sweepers are on it hard. If it cuts, he could have a problem with that center guard. They're on it real hard. Real hard. Does he have enough? Past the guard. Not enough to take out the one. He does manage to cut it 2-1. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another tie.
Another tie.
This game ends up tied at 7.
And game over because
That's how it works.
We're doing ties and pool draw.
Because we're doing pools, so we're tying.
play.
So now they go ahead and
So final scores across the board. Might as well show them.
yep. So on Sheet A, Team Bomber defeated Ace Trainers at 9-4. Sheet B, Temple of Broom beat Virginia 11-3. Sheet C, Gudetama on Ice defeated Parental Army 5-3. And Sheet D ended up in a tie, 7-all. Buck City over Ogden, or not over, tied Hog and Groggy.
And that's
So
it for
that's
now.
gonna
We'll
take
be
it
back at 4:15.
Back at 4:15 after a nice little scrape. Have a lovely hour, everybody.